Levaslier has been a passion project of mine for the past 6 years.
The devil is a slime, wielding 2 blades the same tone as he. He dons a cloak, red like the blood of his victims. His armor, adamant like his will to fight. Isn't that right? Arkosh Levaslier?
Oh yeah, I'm scared, but it's what makes me stronger. I keep on fighting, draw my strength from the fear.
Oh, hey, Eric. Oh, damn, the thing is gone. Hey, what's going on? What's up, survivors? It's Jay of TeamWnJ here. Welcome to episode 44 of the Levaslier Production Diary. I've got a few things I want to talk about today, but first of all, let's get, what's going on? Josiah, what's going on? Shizuko, what's going on? Bryger, Kavatayan, and Zactaz. I accidentally wrote "we" on the Discord chat instead of sending out the regular message. My bad. But today I've got a few things I want to talk about. First thing is, we've made a lot of progress on the manga, and I want to show it off. I'm not going to show you one of the completed pages because I want to keep that for when the final comes out so you guys can see it for yourself. What's going on, you Kent? Welcome to YCO Kent, sorry. Welcome to the Levaslier Production Diary. This is the behind-the-scenes live stream where I talk about the production of my web series, Levaslier. Yeah, so the first thing I want to talk about is the design process of our new sort of 3D model for the Corrupted. As well as the new Enderman that we were working on last time. I also want to talk about the future of the channel and, you know, the new schedule, as well as that in relation to our subscriber goal right down there in the bottom. So if you haven't subscribed already and you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe right now. And while you're at it, since you're down there, why not hit this like button as well? That really helps the channel grow. So go ahead and do that. Remember, our 4,000 subscriber goal is due in the end of August. So after those two, I'm going to talk about one last thing. It's just like a small little discussion topic. It's, because I've been talking about this online with some other people. It's, free pay, what the hell am I saying? Working for free. Just want to share my thoughts about that. I want to hear what you guys think as well. Harry is not going to be joining us tonight. I'm not sure if he will be. He says that he may not be joining or he's late or something. I don't know what's going on. And in the stream right now, we have Eric with me. Cool.
Hey.
Coolio. I'm glad you guys really like the song. Because so many of you guys like it so much. I'm honestly thinking of releasing it as a solo, with some lyrics on the screen. So we'll just figure out the time to do that. Also, notice that my nose is healed up. My nose has, well, not completely. You can still see some of the marks there. I went to work on Monday, because I haven't been to work for the entire week because I had a week off. So I went to work on Monday and I had a bandage on my nose. And I forgot to set my alarm up. And I showed up to work at 11 when I was supposed to show up at 9. And I told my boss, I'm like, hey, sorry I'm late. I didn't set my alarm up properly. He goes, oh, no, it's fine. At least you're here. As he's saying that, he notices I've got a bandage on my nose. So he turns to my coworker. He goes, did you punch him? And my coworker takes a second. And she looks at me. And she goes, ah. And she gets it. She goes, yeah, absolutely. I did. Anyway. So, here's the completed, whoop, that's a thumbnail. Here's the completed page 1. This is exactly what it would look like. We did a lot of adjustments on the fire and whatnot. I can run you guys through the exact effects. What I love, oh, right, I also added the obvious bright orange light to symbolize the fire. The stuff that I like here are, there's a lot of elements taken into this. Other than the render itself, we've got depth of field blur in the back, which I added in post because I forgot to do the actual. What I really like is this front blur. Thank you for the follow, Tenos22. Hey, what's going on? Your name escapes my mind, Tenos. I forgot who you are, but this guy, he knows me from Facebook. He's one of my friends from university. Thanks for joining on the stream. We're mainly trying to grow on the YouTube side of things, though. You may not be able to see a lot of the comments on the Twitch side. I'm looking at Twitch over there, but YouTube's over here. There's a lot of action going on over at YouTube. Anyway, like I was saying, what I really like is this fire distortion up here. There you go. That just adds a lot. With the face, there's a lot of grunge. I'm not sure if I added that on the stream, but this is sort of like metal grunge, just to add a little bit of extra HD detail. The fire in the front is Minecraft fire, while the fire in his eyes that are reflecting off is like realistic fire. But they've both got a Gaussian blur on them because they're somewhere in the distance, and they've got a motion blur on them just to give them a little bit of variation. So that's basically what went into this. Page number 2 is entirely done, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. In fact, the first thing that you guys ever saw, this is from page 2, and it's also the first time that you're going to see this guy. So let's run into how we decided to make this. Eric, I think you were in the TeamWnJ chat when we were talking about the inspirations for what we should do with the Enderman. But you weren't,
right, yeah.
Yeah, you weren't engaging with us. What were you thinking when you saw that?
Oh, I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, I understand like your gripes about it, but there's nothing wrong with just having it as is.
Yeah, I'll explain the big problem later. That's the one we were trying to solve. Because
Yeah.
this is the first model that we made right here. Let me read the chat real quick. Everyone likes the animation. Yes, cool. I was hyped at PAX. Listening to that song all day. Yep, cool. So this is the first model that we made. If you notice in our storyboard, if I could bring it up, give me 1 second. I realized I have all the storyboards stored here. If you notice in the storyboard, we had a zombie, but we decided to do away with all the default Minecraft mobs because that's part of a different it's a part of a different timeline in Levaslier that's not related to Season 1. So we've done away with all the zombies, and we're instead focusing on all Enderman-related mobs. The Corrupted is one of the Ender mobs, part of the, Ender clan, right? And so, we decided we wanted to make the Enderman scary. This was something that Josiah picked up on. So Josiah, I think Bragger asked, is your world based on a Minecraft world? And and Josiah replied with, I think it's half-half. They're trying to deal something with the Enderman, but actually make them scary. And I took that, and I was like, yeah, you know what? That is what we're trying to do. We should really try to nail that down. So the first thing that I created, I took one of our FMR models, picked them over to the side, added one of these backsack things. That's what we're calling these. I have no idea what they are, but they look kind of creepy, so I like them. And the head was actually 3D sculpted, which is something that I don't usually do. Now, this turned out to be a complete accident. The influences of this, as some people on Discord have already picked up on, it's, I think a lot of you guys might have think it's W.D. Gaster from Undertale. No, it's not. Because it was whatever W.D. Gaster was inspired by. And W.D. Gaster was inspired by Uboa from Yume Nikki. So if I Google up Uboa Yume Nikki, this is like the original, quote-unquote, original RPG horror game from way back ago. You may have heard of me talk about Yume Nikki, a lot. I did a presentation about Yume Nikki when I was at school, actually. Eric might remember that one.
I do.
Yeah, but this is the thing that kind of quote-unquote jump scares you. It was the OG. This thing inspired W.D. Gaster over here from Undertale, and it also inspired, if you guys have played I'm Scared, it also inspired Whiteface from I'm Scared, right there. So all of these three are kind of from the same family, so to speak. But I really like their designs. I feel like there's something unnerving about them. And so I took kind of part of the elements from this, like the tear and whatnot, and the smile and stuff. All three of these are smiles. All three of these have, dark, hollow eyes and dark, hollow mouths. The tear was an absolute accident because my mouse slipped when I was modeling that, but it turned out so well. I just have to keep it. So that's the final for the, oh, right, one more thing. No, the head, right. We thought we'd put eyes in it, just like 2 dots in the eyes. You can kind of imagine that for yourself. Imagine 2 really bright eyes in there. But I kept on looking back at these, and these have no pupils in their eyes. So I thought, I'll just do it with the eyes. That would be much creepier. I also tilted his head to the side and allowed these tentacles to sprout out. This is inspiration from Halo's Flood, because I was studying Halo's Flood death animation. So let me show you guys what Halo Flood looks like. This is from the game series Halo. These are like a zombie infectious parasite species. But in the animation, if you get infected by a flood, what happens is the flood takes over your body and it snaps your head sideways to grow its own head, sort of. And I looked at that, I was like, oh, you know what, I could do that. So I snapped the head of my guy and I grew some tentacles over on one side. So that's the final design for here. Cool. Shizuko says that shit looks unsettling. Josiah goes, it kind of looks like a tumor, but I feel like that's not the right word. It's growing on the side. I mean, it kind of is a tumor. I mean, we have no idea what this is. This is an interdimensional species. Brian goes, I like the direction of what you're doing. Okay. So once we finished this, we started working on the other rig. As you guys remember, last stream, we made the Cyclops sort of guy. We call him the Big Ender. We're just going to call him the Big Ender, right? So I can show you guys, if you're new to the channel, I can show you guys real quick what his old design kind of looked like using a few sketches that we did. So let me switch this camera real quick. You might have seen this already.
A project of mine for the past 6 years.
I've done it again. Sorry, excuse me, got a burp. Cool. Right here, this was the original design. Right? It's kind of simple. It's just got a blocky thing with shark teeth and one single eyeball. I decided... No, during the stream, all of us kind of decided simultaneously that it wasn't as scary. You know, it wasn't as scary as we wanted it to be. I'm sorry I ignored Tenos22 over on Twitch. He says, it looks good for pixel. 3D is too much. You mean the distortion amount? I mean, these guys are supposed to break the dimensional laws of the Minecraft universe anyway, so, I mean, it's kind of fine that they're more rounded than they are pixely. Anyway, we decided to completely redo the design of the Big Enderman's head. While I was, right before I went to work, I started doodling some random artwork of a potential Enderman. And I came up with this really bad one, so you don't have to look at this one. This is terrible. We're not using this one. Sorry, I just smashed the mic there as well. This one is absolutely terrible, so we're not using this one. There it is. It's terrible, terrible. I have no idea what that is. No idea at all. But we just toss that one away. Literally, I'm going to just throw that over there. Okay, cool. While I was at work, I drew a better design. So take a look at this. This is something that I do like. That's what I drew right there. Sorry if you see my finger, by the way. It's a standard U-shaped finger of shape. You know, this is normal. That I really liked. Right? That's not the only one I drew. I also took a look at Zalgo from Yume Nikki 2. That's from Yume Nikki. Didn't really like the fact that he had 2 eyes. Like, in the original design of Zalgo, he has 1 deflated eye. We got that as well, but it's not. We really wanted 1 eye instead of 2. There's just like that Enderman with its mouth open, but I didn't draw it that well because of the pen ran of ink. But anyway, I really like that. I showed that to Harry. Harry goes, dang, I like that as well. In fact, I drew this. I wasn't in my office. I was in the public space when I drew this, like of my workplace. I drew this. I left it there, and I went to the bathroom. I came back. I sat down. My coworker touches me on the shoulder. He goes, "Hey, man, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yes, dude, I'm fine. Don't worry. This is for a story. This is for a story. It's all good." Josiah goes, honestly, I really like how it's not a zombie because it's a bit strange for this unique of a world to have Minecraft zombies. It's always weird to have zombies without explaining how they work and they aren't a global epidemic. Yeah, exactly. We do have quote unquote zombies in our world, but like I explained, it's not in season 1. It's in a different part of the series. The expanded universe, so to speak. Anyway, so there's the design we stuck on. Let's take a look at how it turned out in the 3D model, because you guys haven't seen this yet, alright? So let's close off this corrupted right here. I'm going to run you through the thought process of designing this one, because I think you guys will find this extremely interesting. While we were designing this, I really had to think, what makes something scary? And it's a pretty weird thought that not many people think. Thank you for saying good drawing, Tenos22. Here is the design we stuck on. So that is the head. That's what it looks like when it's fully 3D modeled. I really like it. It took a while because I'm not that good at sculpting, but I'm quite happy, quite satisfied with the result. The teeth, this was completely unintentional, but the teeth kind of gave me Five Nights at Freddy's 4 vibes, with the amount of teeth, how sharp they are and whatnot. So there's that. The head was modeled perfectly fine. But there was a big problem. Oh, I also removed the tentacles in his mouth because it was too much. The big problem was that you're going to see that the colors are different. If I revert the colors back to what they were, let me show you what happens. Let me just try to uncheck that. Okay, cool. This is what it used to look like. Hold on, that's not right.
Change
There
the
we go.
screen, dude.
What now? Oh, right, sorry.
Change.
Heck, I'm an idiot. Thank you. Sorry. There you go. So this is what the original looks like before I added any modifications. Again, these teeth look like FNAF 4. Lots of sharp teeth. Many teeth. Cool. I'm an idiot, usually. Yep. Shizuko goes, considering the Enderman thing, what if the other Endermen were originally humans who got infected by the bug one? What if? You can start making theories about Lev. Zactaz goes, I've already talked about the origins of the Enderman. Zactaz goes, maybe Endermen melt together and make like a huge cluster of Endermen. Maybe. Everyone's saying can't see anything. Tenos has got to go do something. All right, cool. I'll be streaming for 2 hours. I'll be ending the stream at 12 a.m. our time because I'm pretty sure we share the same time zone. Here we go. It's an original Enderman, right? The head looks fantastic. I love it. The problem with this one is that when you render it, watch. Oh no, I've unchecked that one as well. There you go. Here's the problem. From this, you can hardly tell anything there. That wasn't there either. You can hardly tell what is what. And in animation, we have a really important law called silhouette. Something or portray anything on the screen on a 2D medium. We have to make sure that the silhouette of the object is clear so that when we look at it, even without any colors, even if it's just simple shapes, we can tell what it is. The problem here is that I, as the creator, have trouble identifying what is what. I can't circle out where the head is. I can't circle out where all the tentacles are. I can't circle out anything. It's just a blob of mess right now. And so we really struggled to try to get the head to pop. One of the first things we tried to do was, I thought, this whole black blob reminded me that the same thing happened with Black Panther, the Marvel movie. Because what happened is they got black actors wearing black suits fighting in the dark for the final battle scene. And that's why if you take a look at Black Panther's final fight scene, it looks kind of off. Because to get their characters to pop from the background, the characters have to be constantly lit at all times, even when the light doesn't make sense to light the character. However, on Black Panther's design, you notice that he doesn't wear an entirely black suit. What he has is a rim around his chest that's white/silver. I thought about that. I was like, so that's why they did it, because it has to show where the character is. How can we add something white onto our character? I thought maybe we could have a few bones or horns or something stick out of his body, because I noticed that his teeth aren't purple, and so I could say that maybe they've got bones inside that are white as well. And we looked into putting horns and ribs sticking out, just sharp sort of teeth things sticking out. None of it seemed to work. It really didn't help pop the head anymore. It just added a bunch more messiness. And so what I did instead was I looked at other sources of inspiration. I went online and I kid you not, I typed in black monsters. I went onto Google Image and I found this. And I looked at this, I'm like, this is an entirely black blob, but the reason you can tell what's going on is because they have little white highlights around the entire object. I'm thinking, oh, that's called Fresnel, because that's the technical term for what that's called. I'm like, okay, well, why don't I just add in Fresnel and let's see how that looks. So the second I added that in, it instantly pops a lot more. Because from there, I realized the second problem. The second problem is that the outlines of the entire character are drawn using black lines. And when you have the texture of the character black, you can't see any of the lines. Along with this, I decided to add in ambient occlusion, but it's not just regular ambient occlusion where the corners of an object becomes darker. I made sure the ambient occlusion makes it brighter. And so whenever two objects connect, there's going to be a bright rim around them. Here's the result with the Fresnel and the ambient occlusion. You can tell where the head is much better. And finally, just to give everything a bit of depth, I added a reflectance, and with the reflectance, I added some specular. What that means is that light will bounce off of the object. And in 3D, light bounces off different things differently. So if I render this, that's what it looks like. That's what gives it its depth. That's how you can tell what's happening. And I'm quite happy with the result. Whew. haven't been so technical in explaining what I've been doing in a long time. Alrighty. What are we going to do next? Eric, any thoughts?
Not really. You can probably continue on with other things, but probably just stay out of the spoiler zone.
Yep, cool. I was also interested in seeing why something was scary, because I really wanted to target, like, how exactly do I scare someone by making something? What I found was that I got this from a Vsauce video, but he broke it down, Michael from Vsauce, he broke it down to 3 different things. You can be sort of scared, and then you can be horrified, and then you can be terrified. And terrified is the most... I'm not sure what scary is. Oh, no, the first one's disgust, rather. Disgust. This is when something disgusting happens, you're like, ugh, right? Horrifying is being chased by someone. Terrifying is when you know something is behind you, it's breathing down your neck, and it's about to grab you, but you turn around and there's nothing. So terrifying has a more sort of mystical creepiness about it, more so than, like, there's no direct threat. That's what makes something terrifying. So with this big Enderman, it's actually considered horrifying because we know what the threat is. There's this guy with long-ass tentacles coming to grab you. He's got teeth sharp as hell. He's got a knife for the second arm. There's an obvious threat here, so this is horrifying. But with the other Enderman, the smaller one, the corrupted one, that's quote-unquote terrifying because there is no clear threat. It's just a guy. I mean, okay, there is a clear threat. There's a dude running towards you. I'm walking towards you. He looks unconscious. He's dead, probably. It's not safe. But the face and the ambiguity of the face, because it doesn't show any expression, it's clear. It looks like a mask. We don't know what the intentions of the thing are, and that's what makes it creepy, quote unquote. So a little interesting science for you there. Desire says, not sure about the specular, to be honest, but I like it. I kind of agree. I feel like something can be done about the specular, but we'll have to figure it out, because that's the best way I know of how to show depth, unless there's something else that I can think of, which I honestly can't right now. I want to get working on the 3rd frame. So this is all done already. 3rd frame, third page rather, starts with this. Now, what I had in the drawing was, let me grab this real quick. Let me switch the screen back to my camera. What I had in the drawing, if you guys remember Harry and I talking about this during last stream. Also, you're about to see my fingers in a U shape again. But that was what the 3rd page is supposed to be. It's supposed to start as a close-up. It's going to pan back, and then reveal the ender. Harry didn't quite like that because he thought that the first 3 slots were a waste of space. But I said, I want to be able to, when you read the comic, I want you to be able to envision what it feels like if it were turned into an animation. And so if I didn't have these 3 here, it could have just been a cut into this shot. And it's not a cut. It is a pullback. Right? It's a what do you call it? A dolly back. I realized something. Because we're doing a manga/comic, I don't have to do it, with 3 shots. There's a very, very obvious tool that I completely forgot. And it's called speed lines. So all I really have to do is make speed lines, and there you go.
I'm also assuming that you are also positioning the panel yourself.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you have a sense of like flow, right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
extremely important. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that transfers from our film theory into this, but you have to apply it differently. One of the things that so Eric's talking about flow. One of the more important things that I figured out while designing these pages. So here's a really sort of complex page with text on it. What I realized is that when you're designing text boxes, you've got to put them in a way that when you're reading them, your eye goes naturally across the page. And as Westerners, or as people who read English books most of the time, you read a page in a Z fashion. You start from the top left, you go over to the top right, and then you go diagonal down to the bottom left, and then over to the bottom right. And so when you're laying out text boxes, you have to be very careful to lay out the first text box always here, second one always there, and then as you go down, you kind of just follow the eye, put the important stuff where the eye goes. Another design theory that is used, I'm not sure if there's anywhere here that I can use as an example. I don't think I have. Okay, the second page has an example, but I don't want to show you guys the second page yet. So it's with lead lines. And so because we're doing everything in Minecraft, there's a lot of straight lines. And it's important to use all those straight lines to guide the eye in a certain direction. This is not the best example. Okay, no, I can use the page as an example. I won't show you the full rendered version. But right over, where the hell? Oh, I'm looking at myself. Right over here, this is the second page. Notice all the lines are pointing towards Arkosh, so that's your point of focus. And then you follow his hand down and it leads you to the second page. And all these lines here, see, and the entire room is pointed towards this point, right there. So your eyes are also drawn to this point. Even Arkosh's eyes are all looking here. So that's where your eyes are led to. Excuse me. With page 3, there's a little bit of film theory here that I used. It's something called eyeline. And what that means is if you're editing a movie, see if I can pull up a movie real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna check my other screen. Actually, no, I'm scared if I pull up a movie, it's gonna have a mistake in it. But I'll just show you here an example. Let's say, for example, you're watching the animation version of this, and you're seeing this frame. If this cuts into the next frame, it better be somewhere here. If I went from here to there, for example, that would be really awkward. The reason being, when you're looking at a character, you're usually drawn to his eyes. And we have an eye line that matches like this. You see the level of where his eyes are at? If we go to the next frame, all their eyes are relatively close to that same line. And so that just helps your eyes flow a bit better. You don't have to search the page in search of the character's eyes. Shizuko goes, you could make smile... What? You could make smile everyone once in a while. It'll set off the alarms for anyone. Goddamn, Nye spelling is out of whack. What the hell did you just tell me? Zactaz goes, what language is English from? It's from... No, it's not just from Latin. Latin is the root language for a lot of different languages. But Latin, as well as the branches of Latin, all come together to make English. Which is kind of interesting. Before I move on to the next page, I gotta realize that I gotta finish this page first, because this page isn't done yet. Everything is laid out, but, I mean, if you take a look at that for the first page, you can tell all the effects are put in place. There are no effects here. Let's add in the effects. You're gonna notice that I've really started to use all these, sword swipes quite a lot recently. Ever since I used them for the little glowstone portal animation, I've just been a big fan of them. It works so well. Let's manually patch up some of these mistakes real quick. Just gonna paint these in. A bit of overlap here. Nothing big. Cool. The most important thing for me to add is, keep in mind, I'm making this comic fully with the intention of having you read it and then think, damn, I want to see this animated. So, an important thing is to make the viewer feel like they're not looking at a bunch of pictures, they're looking at an animation. And animations move, pictures don't. So I've got to convey motion. The best way to do it is using motion blur. And I've discovered a really cool tool in Photoshop to make motion blur that looks realistic. There's a problem with a lot of motion blur software and it doesn't do the job right, and I'll explain it once I get to it. I think the first thing I'm going to do is make this head roll. So his head gets chopped off. I need to just isolate the head real quick. So let's duplicate this one. Merge. No, I'm going to flatten the image. Nope, hold on. Rasterize, and I'm going to delete this. Apply, and I'm going to duplicate this as a backup. Whoops, shit. There we go. And on this layer, I'm just going to crop out the head manually. So, lasso. I really like doing this stuff in a photo format, because this way I have a lot more freedom with kind of quote-unquote visual effects skills, even though they're technically just still images and not a video. when you're doing video stuff, like visual effects for video, using After Effects and whatnot, your computer speed and how much like RAM or you can handle, or how long something will take to render, that contributes a lot to how your final product will turn out. And so sometimes you just might not have the render time to make something that looks 100% realistic, and you've got to settle for something, you know, that isn't 100% realistic. But when you have a still photo, you really don't have to care about render times too much, because, I mean, it's just one picture. And so I can really go overboard with all the effects that I want and really try to make the effects pop. That's something that I'm really appreciating right now. I need to find a better descriptive word than really. I'm going to real quick just lasso this out. Whoops. Shizuko says you could make the big one smile every once in a while when the emotion was smiles, it always sets off alarms. Yeah, true. The big one kind of does smile automatically, because it's not that he's smiling, it's that there's an illusion when you put a neutral face but you look at it from different angles, it tends to give off the illusion that the person is smiling when they're not really. And so whenever you look at the Enderman, the big one, you're always going to think that he's smiling when he's not really. So there we go. There's the head selected out. I'm going to invert that selection, delete everything else, cancel that out so it's just the head. Now, what we're used to doing, if you use Photoshop, you might use motion blur like so. You might go up to filter, blur, motion blur. And that's fine. You know, for this example, it's fine. But there's something else here. And this is, for example, right? If the head started here, but it moved over to there like that. So it didn't go like this, it moved like that in an arc. This way, you need the motion blur to arc. So how can we arc a motion blur? What I discovered was if you go under filter, and instead of going under blur, you go under blur gallery. You can do what's called a path blur. When we do that, we can select a point here. We can draw another point here, and then arc that down to there, and then hit escape to finish that. So I did it that way. That's fine. I can set the speed up here so that, you know, there you go. And I can set how much that tapers. Where is... Oh, I can't change the endpoint speed, but I could. There you go. Not here. So I can select a specific point. I can set how the initial velocity, right? Because things don't just move at the exact same speed all the time. I can say maybe it started really slow and it started picking up the speed as it went forward. So this just helps make curved blurs when the regular motion blur can't. Not using it in this example, but it's there. That's really cool. Let's just add simple motion blur here. Gonna re-enable the bottom layer for reference. Cancel. Thank you. Blur, motion blur. So his head gets chopped off there. There you go. I'm not just gonna leave the entire thing blur. I usually like shifting it down a little bit. Like so. Arkosh's sword will obviously have motion blur, so we've got to isolate that out. And this is what I've just been doing for the past few pages. I have to isolate each moving element and then paint them in individually. It's kind of fun. Some people might think this is boring. I really like doing this sort of stuff. It's compositing work. So here we go. I could start talking about the second topic that I wanted to talk about, but I kind of forgot it. What did I say I wanted to talk about?
Working for free?
That was the final one. There was something in between.
Scary thoughts?
Sorry?
The idea of scary?
I've kind of gone through that. I mean, unless anyone else has some thoughts on it that I could expand on, I'm not really sure what else I can say about that. Let's see. What did I say? Completely forgot. Shizuko says be right back. Okay, cool.
I honestly don't remember.
Maybe Andrea knows something. Either way, I just thought of something else. It has something to do with Andrea. Okay, so Andrea is coming over in December, and I was wondering if I should, have a camera running when I meet her for the first time. Because I think that would be kind of cool, just to record the moment. Because that only happens once. You don't meet someone that you've been dating for 4 years. It'll be 5 years at that point. You don't meet someone that you've been dating for 5 years that you've never seen before for the first time. Like, ever. So I'm feeling like documenting that. I also feel like that's going to be quite important later on. Whenever, if we ever choose to make a documentary of the development of Levaslier in the future, that or just posting it on this channel, since this channel is kind of like my public diary, I feel like that'd be really good to have there. It's one of those key moments. It's just, what do you guys think, and what does Andrea think as well? Because that's important. I feel like preserving the memory, and I feel like sharing it as well. It would also be kind of inspiration to anyone else in a long-distance relationship. To be fair, I got pretty rough things to say to most people. Alright, we got a loot incoming from Josiah. Josiah says, yeah, even if I don't share it. Yeah. I feel like, yeah. I mean, sorry, you go?
I mean, I think you should just keep it just to yourselves. Don't share it.
That's what I think as well, and I think that's what Andrea is gonna think. Sorry, I don't think that. I feel like I feel personally that I want to share it, but I feel like Andrea won't want to share it. It's because the whole reason I want to record it as well, personally, memories for me aren't really like extremely important, because if I just keep going on and on to myself about old memories, I'd rather just go make new memories. But the more important thing is something like what Conor McGregor is doing. So Conor, before he joined the UFC, he started recording himself. He started documenting everything that's happening in his life, with the end goal of showing it after he's successful. And so when the Conor McGregor movie came out, no, I have not watched Spirits XL yet. Hold on. Oh, okay. I thought you said that Spirits XL's teamed up with Elemental Dreams. I go, hold on, what the hell? No, but I have not watched that yet. Anyway, so Conor started recording everything, and then he like a few years ago, he made a movie with Netflix called The Notorious, because his nickname is Conor the Notorious McGregor. And in that documentary, you can see all of his thoughts from before he even joined the UFC, from when he just started becoming a fighter. This was when he wasn't even earning enough money to pay the bills. He was, the government was paying him because he was earning such minimum wage. And yet he recorded all his thoughts, and he said where he was going to be in the future. And then in the future, he goes ahead and does exactly what he says. And you can see the path of how he developed from where he was back then to where he is now. And you can study that, and you can see, oh, he was able to do that because of what he did there. And I really like doing that a lot. PAX, for example, there's some unreleased footage from PAX of the build up to PAX. I was kind of just, even Josiah didn't see this. Josiah couldn't see this because while we were preparing to present everything at PAX, I was kind of in the back, kind of worried about what was going to happen next, because I was, I like to display unshakable confidence, but I was just kind of shaken a little bit. And then after PAX failed, there was a recording of me after PAX as well. Of me just sharing my thoughts completely with no sort of cover, what do you call it? Without me masquerading anything. But I'm not going to release that yet because there's no relevance in that. But in due time, when Levaslier gets up there, and there are other people that I've inspired making their own web series, and they're going through my struggles as well, and they're wondering how I did it, I can say, hey, my entire life is literally public on YouTube since I was I was like 10 years old or something, because my other channel is 2011, right? My entire life is here. You can see my entire life journey. I've also got these unreleased footages that I'm going to compile into a real movie, a real documentary, just to show the development from when I was like a 10-year-old kid to where I am when I'm 30, for example. Hey, what's going on, Angelo? He says, have you watched Windows XLs yet? I mean, wait, Windows XL. Oh, Microsoft XL. Okay. Let's add the motion blur here. So that's just the arm window. Sorry, motion blur. That's not right. So this is one of those examples where I would use the curve blur. I feel like I still get away with it if I use the straight line. Does anyone else hear that beeping?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go stop that beeping real quick. I feel like there's a time bomb behind me. What the hell is that?
He might be spotted.
Bro, what? I swear to God. I swear to God. The damn, what? The damn oven is haunted. No, I don't use the oven. The oven just starts beeping by itself. It turns on by itself. It's the weirdest damn thing. It ain't the dishwasher. No. The dishwasher is a different problem. By the way, the dishwasher guy didn't come to fix my damn dishwasher, so I still have a broken dishwasher. Excuse me. Ooh, damn. I don't know. Something's up with the oven. Angelo says, wait, am I in the middle of a feels moment? No, I don't think so. You missed the early part of the stream where I talked about the process of designing this dude as well as the new big Enderman. But that's fine. You can always watch the replay. Let's add in that path blur that I love so much. So that's about right. Right there. Cool. That blur. Yeah, that seems about right? Maybe not too much speed. I can make this starting point slower? Nope. Okay, take some fiddling to do here. Yeah, that kind of looks right to me. Cool. Okay.
I mean, if anyone...
Right. Andre, I remembered. Sorry, Eric, go.
Okay, so if anyone on the live stream now wants to learn more about like flow and how to make pictures feel alive and moving, I suggest you guys go watch a YouTuber, Super Eye Patch Wolf. I'm pretty sure some of you guys have heard of him.
Say that again, but slowly.
Super Eye Patch Wolf.
Okay, Super Eye Patch Wolf.
Yep.
Cool.
He made one video about Dragon Ball's author, Akira To... I forgot his name. Shit.
Something.
Akira.
I'm gonna
Akira
have to check that out
Toriyama.
as well because I'm interested in learning that as well.
And how he created flow with action and also like page reading back in in the 90s for his hit manga Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. And he does like very analytical stuff just strictly based on manga.
Yeah.
And I believe like he's one of the better ones out there. And he also does wrestling videos as well. So if you guys wrestling.
Wait, he draws wrestling or he's a wrestler?
No, he talks about wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
He talks
okay,
about wrestling
that's
as well.
interesting
So
to me
if
as
anyone's
well. Okay.
if you guys are also interested in wrestling stuff, he also talks about it just a bit, but he doesn't really frequently upload. So you guys could also take a look.
Oh, hold on. By wrestling, do you mean like WWE wrestling or like real wrestling?
WWE.
Oh, never mind then. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
The forgotten topic is Andre. I got it. It's the future of the channel plus the new schedule. There you go. Okay.
Of course.
Before that, Josiah goes, did this just become a kitchen appliance saying competition? Microwave? What do you mean? The dishwasher? No, okay. Maybe you missed the last stream. My dishwasher fucking broke. Cause I'm not used to using dishwashers, but with I'm gonna just explain this very shortly because I've already gone through this before. but you've got to put like a block of soap, like a solid block of soap into the dishwasher, and then it just does this thing. I ran out of the block soap, so me and my 1,000 years of genius decided to pour in liquid soap, and that flooded the machine, and it became like a fucking foam tank. And it completely killed the machine, so I had to call someone to come fix my dishwasher. But that was beeping like a motherfucker while also making like, you know, that sound that a machine makes when it's struggling? Like, imagine a machine trying to lift something, but it really can't do it. Just imagine that sound. It's more like, Arr! It was making that noise while beeping, non-stop. So I killed the dishwasher. Nobody came to fix it. God damn it. Immediately after that, my oven starts beeping non-stop, randomly. It's funny that you brought up microwave. I've said this before, but my microwave is also fucked because of my dumbass. I put milk. When I make my morning coffee, what I do is I don't have a foamer, so I pour the milk in my cup. I put that in the microwave, and I let it sit in the microwave for like a good few minutes, so it foams up. Then I pour my coffee. I don't know what happened. I put my milk inside the microwave, went in for a minute or so, and I took it out, and it wasn't foaming yet. So I was like, oh, guess I gotta put it in a bit more. But I left it out for a few seconds, and then I put it back in, and then I started the microwave again. And I think what happened was the top layer of the milk developed a sort of, like a thin layer of, skin, quote unquote, that covered the top of the milk. And so the milk underneath that layer started boiling, but it couldn't escape because of that top layer. And so I'm just watching the microwave, waiting for this thing to foam up so I can press the stop button. It goes from 30 seconds, 29, 28, all the way down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom! And the fucking thing explodes. The entire, you know how you have a glass cover on your microwave and you can see what's inside? That thing went from clear to milk in 0.001 seconds. It was so loud. I was like, holy fuck, the microwave just exploded. I opened it. Milk went, it was like this much milk in my cup. There was 0 milk left in the cup. All the milk exploded. Literally, there was nothing in the cup. I was like, god damn it, I gotta clean up the damn microwave now. So I cleaned up the damn microwave, and I put in a second cup of milk into the microwave, and I start cooking the milk. Now the new cup of milk is in, and it's spinning. It's going pop, 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 pop. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Is the milk boiling? What's going on? So I take it out within like 10 seconds. Milk ain't boiling. What's happening? Turns out, during that first milk explosion, some of the milk creaked into the crevices of the microwave and the little holes on the microwave, and it's inside the microwave now. And so whenever you're cooking something with a microwave, all of that residual milk is boiling. And so, because there's so much residual inside the microwave, it's just going because it's boiling the entire damn time. So now my microwave sounds like World War II. Angelo goes milkrowave. Anyway, want to talk about the new channel direction, and then after the new channel direction, I want to talk about working for free, just because it's a small topic that I want to talk about. Hold on, what the hell happened there? So you guys remember how I said that after the last Glowstone Portal series, highlights rather, I'm not going to upload anymore on Wednesdays because I want to focus more time on doing Lev. Well, there's a problem with that, and the problem is I have the channel goal. Remember, on the top right over there, we want to reach 4,000 subscribers by the end of July, and uploading one less video isn't going to get me closer to that one goal. So I think it's better to maintain the schedule, in order to reach that $4,000 subscriber goal. What I'm thinking instead of doing, because now I'm not tied down to doing just the Glowstone Portal videos. And Angelo, I'm fully aware that I owe you a video. I'm thinking of making videos targeted towards the sort of the conversational side of things. So, you know, me sharing my thoughts on something or giving advice to people going through certain problems. This could be, I don't know, a YouTube problem, a technical problem, or like a life problem or something like that. I'm not sure how I want to go about that. I'm not sure how many of you guys would be interested about that. Angelo says, don't forget about the rig review. Exactly. So I do remember that. I want to do that on Wednesday because so just to get everyone on the same page, Angelo gave me his rig for free in exchange for the graphics that you see on the channel. You know, the picture of me, the picture of Harry. And he's given me that, so I have to do my part to give him back. And so I've got to make a video on the rig. However, sorry, on Angelo's Minecraft rig. That's what he uses for Minecraft animation. However, the problem with that is that I'm not sure that necessarily lines up with the $4,000 subscriber goal. I'm still going to do it because that matters more to me than having 4,000 subscribers. It's just I've got to make sure everything is planned out in a well-structured way. I'm thinking of doing it this Wednesday, Angelo. There's that. I as much as I would like to tell myself to stop uploading on Wednesday and focus on Lev, I find it extremely difficult to do that. Because once I'm on a schedule and I've got something good going, I don't want to stop doing it. Like, I'm a workhorse. I gotta keep on working. So I feel like I want to continue making stuff on Wednesdays. So maybe after I do Angelo's rig review, you may not be seeing Minecraft animation content on Wednesday for quite some time, or Minecraft related content for that matter, for quite some time. I'm thinking instead of answering just some quick questions, like the next topic that we're about to talk about is whether you should work for free or not. So topics like that is something that I would talk about, or I don't know. I can't think of anything right now, but there are lots of problems that people go through in life, and I want to share my thoughts on them because hopefully I'd be able to help someone. Bingo. Filter blur, motion blur. Right here. Cool. And mask this. Cool. There. So there's what I would do for the first page. I'd just add a bunch of motion blur to it, to the areas where motion blur is needed. I'm not going to do it for this guy falling, even though he is falling, because it's not... I feel like that's a very awkward motion blur to do there. He's not moving that fast as well. But motion blur on the head is important because the head flies off. I feel like adding a bit of blood coming out, but I don't know if Endermen bleed or not. The tentacles back here already have motion blur. Arkosh has motion blur because he's flying in. Arkdoc has motion blur because he's moving backwards. By the way, it's been so long since I've touched Arkosh Levaslier. It felt so nostalgic, even though it's only been a year since I've used the Arkosh rig. So I put him back in, and I put the swords on him. The two swords that he has, the sword here and the dagger on his other hand. I put it on, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen this guy in so long. And the way he looks is just so cool. It always reminds me of, like... Because when I was animating the attack on Dire Shield, the assault on Dire Shield, Arkosh would always put these really cool poses whenever I don't intentionally put him in cool poses, and it just always looks really cool. I'm like, oh, this guy, he still looks awesome. I just love the way he's designed. Andre says, by the way, what was that thing you talked about sharing? I didn't catch it because I rewatched the stream. Something about memories? Oh, is that what we were talking about? Oh, yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah. No, I said well, the entire thing started with, hey, Andre, do you think, I feel like getting a camera to record us when we first meet for the first time, because there's like nobody else on the planet who has been dating for 5 years and hasn't met each other in real life before. So it's a really, you know, once in a lifetime moment that I want to capture. And I want to publicly display it to the world as well in due time. Because I think that would be very entertaining for others. I personally would be entertained by making it. You know, I just feel like it would be something we could do as a couple together. It also inspires other long distance relationships. You know, so there's my reason for that. Angelo goes, damn, Chafe, here is having... What? Damn, Chafe is here having monsters nearby because he can't rest, while me and the boys are on peaceful mode. Heh. I am the monster. Josiah goes, I don't know if Endermen bleed. Well, the Enderman monster has veins, so I'd assume so. And in the end, I think it's up to you. I agree. I had the exact same thought process as you did. I'm like, they got veins, so maybe. I've got to fix these up. I don't know why this keeps on happening, but the vertexes on my damn rig keep on showing up. So I've got these random ass highlights where there aren't, outlines when there aren't supposed to be any outlines. I've got to fix these manually. Just identify some of these and then patch them up. Nope, that's all good. It is all good. Coolio. Shizuko is back. She says, love is in the air. I'm getting a mask. What? Also, oh, you left. Is Shizuko still here? You missed when I talked about my plans with Andre when she comes over. Josiah goes, if he's the monster, it's no wonder he doesn't play on peaceful. Yeah, because I despawned, that's why. Your, Josiah, your emoji broke on my screen. Like, the eyes are on one line and the O is on the other lines. I was reading, I was like, what's going on over there? Oh, hey, Harry, what's going on? Angelo goes, when you have 2 kids, would you name them Levaslier characters, Lamau? Could you imagine? Here's my son, Ark Choi. What the fuck? I mean, some of the Levaslier characters do have pretty decent names, like Rico. But that's the only
Richard.
name that or what now?
Richard.
Yeah, with a Y. Gundram. Harry, make sure you read the message that Andre wrote in all caps in TeamWnJ. It's extremely important.
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you.
I did.
Call me out on it, and I'll call you on it as well. Eric, please call me out on it. I'm realizing I'm doing that unintentionally. What's going on, Christy Gaming? Welcome to the Levaslier Production Diary. This is the behind-the-scenes series of my animated... my animated web series, Levaslier, right over here. I still like the fact that Arcdoc's head is always keyed out. Andre goes, I want the moment to be sacred, though. I only want just you and me experiencing that special moment together and nothing else. Yeah, I knew that's what you would say. I still feel like sharing the moment because, you know me personally. I care about the world more than I care about myself. Most of the things that I do are, even though they may seem selfish, I mean, this is another topic for a different video, but even though it may seem selfish, I'm always, for the end goal is always for everyone else. Just like goes, I'm pretty sure Chafe would. Andre goes, Ark could work. Ark? Is Ark even a name?
Ark Choi.
Ark Choi? That doesn't... Andre hates me for doing this, but I said, if we ever have kids, we should name him Bok. Because he get Bok Choi. Oh, imagine his Chinese name as well. It'll be Bok Choi. No, it'll be Choi Bok.
Yeah, it'll be Choi Bok.
Angela wrote Ark Choi, but my brain decided to read that as alcoholism. And I will leave you on that as I drink alcohol. Andre got mad at me for saying bok choy again, damn it. Alright, anyway. This guy goes, this is the sound of a man trying to change his girlfriend's mind. Yeah. I'm trying to change my master's mind. Always obey the wife. Okay. So the next shot down here, I'm gonna add motion blur on Arcos's hand, excuse me, leaning out. And Arc Doc is gonna grab it. So I'm not sure that probably no blur on Arc Doc, just blur on Arcosh. By the way, this back here, this window done by Harry. Did you do this yourself, or did I coach you on doing that? I think I coached you a little bit. Right?
I think a bit.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. But most of it was done by you, and it looks really nice. I really love the way it turned out. It fits in the scene so well. Got a little mistake over here. Let me patch this up. You've been having some problems with the software
Yes.
recently. I don't know why it's been so mucky. I'm thinking maybe leave the rendering to me since you're having so much trouble. What the fuck is happening?
Sure.
Hey, why is my paintbrush not working? What? What's happening here? Oh no, it's probably something dumb again. I'm a fucking idiot. I changed the opacity to 10.
Hmm.
Wait, what happened this time? I'm painting on the wrong fucking layer. That's what's going on. No, I'm painting on the right layer. What's going on? Oh, I set the opacity down to... Oh, okay, I completely fucked up. That's what happened. You want to know what happened? Fucked up.
Oh yeah, Patrick also works. Pat Choi.
What do you mean? Oh,
Josiah said, oh, I named them Patrick, then called them Pac for short.
oh, that was fixed. My dumb ass. Oh my god, I am the big dumb. Wow. Wow, who knew I could be that much of an idiot? It's really impressive how I can do that sometimes. Okay, there we go. Ugh. My friend Mike, the guy at PAX, Josiah, my friend Mike has a saying. He looked at me one day. He says, Julian, I don't know how it's possible that you can simultaneously be the smartest person I know and the dumbest person at the same time. I was like, should I say thanks to that? Shizuko says, I'm pretty sure he'll be healthy. Yeah, he might turn out to be a vegetarian. Oh no, but then he'd be eating his own kind. Just because you could call them pak choi or name them pak choi. Yeah. Could you imagine if I have a kid and he grows up, I don't know, maybe in 20, 30 years time. No, you gotta give him time to grow up, right? So let's say my kid turns like, I don't know, fucking 13 or something. And he's on YouTube in 20, 30 years and he's watching this live stream back. Hey kid, I'm talking to you. What's going on? It's your dad. Hey. He's gonna approach me in 30 years and he's gonna say, hey dad, do you remember when you did A? Oh, what have I done to myself? No, don't come to me. Go to mom. Go to mom with that.
You reply him with hello.
What do you mean hello? No, I'm just gonna go
No,
H.
because
we had another genius try to join into the Minecraft animation group. I took a picture this time. Right here. Oh no, I showed the name. Shit, my bad. I blurred the name. I'm not supposed to show the name. Don't go hating on this guy. It's fine. I'll blur that out. It's fine. You guys saw nothing. This guy says, aren't we all smartest and dumbest in our own ways? Very philosophical, Josiah. Andre says, I can't explain and understand how dumb you are sometimes. Hey, don't worry, neither can I. Let's do the hand. Rasterize. There you go. So this is just that. Harry, by the way, you weren't here earlier, but remember when you said you think the zooms are quite unnecessary and excuse me, and I said that it's because it helps transfer it into the animation better?
yeah.
Well, I've already said this on the stream, so I'll cut this short. But well, I discovered that there is something that we completely overlooked that does the job perfectly, and we don't need to have those bunch of frames to show the zooming out.
Okay.
It's extremely obvious, and you won't guess what it is. The most obvious thing ever. Actually, take a shot. Take a shot. What could the most obvious thing be? You'll facepalm when you know it. It's
I
not
don't know.
obvious. You don't know? Any guess?
No.
How would you show a zoom out in a comic without a bunch of pictures?
Uh,
Let's get you thinking here.
you just kind of zoom out to the furthest picture.
Okay, that. But how do you know that's not just a cut? It's so obvious. Once I
Is it
say
the-
it, once I
is
say
it-
it, you'll know it instantly. You'll be like, "Oh, of course."
Is it that effect where it's like there's like spikes all around the
Yep.
frame?
Yep, speed lines. Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely, speed lines.
Okay, speed lines.
Hey, what's going on? Wow, that name is beautiful. Folivora Sena. I'm gonna butcher this one. Senarthra. There you go. What's going on? Welcome to the live stream. This is the behind the scenes series for my animated web series Levaslier right here on my t-shirt. We're talking about the name of my potential kid. My name is Julian Choi. That's my full name, so whatever my kid is gonna be end up with Choi. Did you know that my dad and I have different last names, but my grandfather and I have the same last names? And the reason being, I kid you not, when my dad was born, in the hospital, when they were writing his name in, they spelt the name wrong. I kid you not, my dad's last name is Choy, because they spelt it wrong, while my last name is Choi. Ta-da! Angelo goes, wait, pak choy or bat choy? Because bat choy is a great when you're hungry. Pak choy and bok choy is the same thing.
Yeah.
Technically, I've seen pak choy and bak choy before. I've never seen bat choy.
Yeah, never bat choy.
I've never seen it end with a T. Or bok choy as well.
Yeah.
That's the most accurate one, right?
Bok,
No, it's
pak,
bak choy is
pok.
the most accurate one.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the Cantonese is bak choy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just said that in such a weird ass accent. What the hell?
Imagine your son's called Fat Choi.
Every single time we celebrate my my son's achievements, it'll be Happy New Year. All right, let's add a little bit of motion blur onto this one. I'll just duplicate this real quick. Blur. See, this one, I don't have to isolate any of the features out because they're all coming from one central point. And so I can add a filter blur, radial blur, set that to zoom, best quality over up here. Let's lower the zoom quality down a bit. Oh, that's a big old zoom. We don't need that big zoom. Nope, definitely don't need that. Turn it down to 4% maybe. Yeah, that kind of looks good. I need to make sure that the center of the blur is in the correct spot, though. There we go. See, that conveys motion quite well. I love it. It's amazing how a few blurs can do so much. Right here, it's just a swoosh, but that lacks a lot of emphasis, so I want to add some power to that. I feel like an easy way to add emphasis into something is like when you're telling a story to someone, if I say an Arkosh cuts his head off, that doesn't really sound like anything, but if Arkosh goes swing and cuts his head off, you have that sound effect, the swing, and it adds a little bit of emphasis to that. So I'm going to add a bit of text here. I'm not sure if I want to write, you know, swing, or if I want to just do exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I feel like the exclamation mark is a better way to go. Let me change the font right over to Comica. That's the font that we're using for Lev, right there. textbook comic font right there for you. Josiah's
Thank
gonna head
God
off
you're not
early. Gotta
using
work on stuff before it gets too cold. All right, gotcha. See ya, Josiah. 07 Gamer is here. What's going on? He goes, konnichiwa. You should make a kitsune. Make a kitsune. Not sure why I would make a kitsune. I could make. I mean, I do like kitsune characters in Brawlhalla. I used to play as a. I used to play as whoever the sword girl is called, but there's a skin where you can get a kitsune on her.
To be fair, you never got that skin, but you really wanted it.
I played in single player, no? Yeah.
Yeah, single player you can play it. Yeah.
Andre goes, I actually thought of a name for my future daughter, and it starts with an A. I need to start thinking of a name that starts with J, because it's a naming tradition I got on my mom's side. Yeah, most of my cousins are named with a J. In fact, all my cousins are named with a J. And that's like a little naming tradition on my dad's side. I really don't care that much. So, yeah. Shizuko says, I gotta go. Might pop up again later. Alright, see you, Shizuko. Have fun. Folivora says, well, my last name's Russian as fuck, and so I don't know traditional Chinese or Japanese names. Well, yeah, oh, is that a Russian name? I thought that was completely made up. I kid you not. I thought that was completely made up. That reminded me of Xenoblade. That's it. Angelo goes, JK. Also, Chafe has search. What? Also, Chafe search Batchoy. Okay, I'm gonna search Batchoy. Batchoy, also called Batsoy, is a noodle soup made with pork offal, crushed pork cracklings, chicken stock, beef loin, and round noodles. It can be traced to the district of La Paz, Iloilo City in the Philippines. There you go. Just read that off of Wiki before anyone thinks that I'm such a genius. I came up with that on the fly. Kitsune does not mean nine-tailed fox. Kitsune... I'm pretty sure... Hold on. Does Kitsune mean nine-tailed fox? I'm pretty sure Kitsune doesn't mean nine-tailed fox.
No, Kitsune is... It's just
a fox period. Yeah. It's fox. No, it's fox period.
It's fox, yeah. Just fox and nothing else.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing about your comic, I think you should maybe invest in the onomatopoeia for your comics.
What does that mean?
It's the sound effects.
Just no. I know what onomatopoeia means, but what do you mean invest in it?
Like, I think it'll give like a bit of life to what you're doing, just a bit. But like, I would say try to blend it in with the background.
Yeah. Would you rather see sound effects instead of
effects
instead of exclamation marks?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good to have some feedback. Something like that? I mean, that's a really odd place to put it. I was thinking of putting it there, but I'm not sure if that breaks...
like,
anything.
Even for, like, Initial D, like, the manga itself, it had onomatopoeia for the car screeches.
Yeah.
So, I think it's worth adding in.
Take a look at where I put this swoosh and tell me what you think. I'm just not sure where to put it. Positioning the sound effects is the worst thing for me. I'm just not sure where to put it.
Yeah, I think it's the worst for anyone, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's...
I'm waiting for Eric to give some feedback.
Fine.
The stream
Yeah.
takes a few seconds to catch up, so I'm just waiting. How much is the frame lagging by this time?
I don't know, you're still lassoing.
What now?
You're still lassoing.
Not a lot, actually.
On screen.
On Twitch, hold on, let me just goof off a little bit down here so I can see the feedback on the camera. On Twitch, it's not lagging too much. Twitch is lagging by a few seconds, but not too much. Filivora says, Filivora is made up, yes, it's Italian, my real name is in Russian. I see, cool. As I'm guessing you're from Russia, that's cool. Filivora means sloth in Italian, of course it does. Well, it sounds cool. Also, welcome to the channel, by the way. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe right now. It's also a great idea if you go down, since you're there, to hit that like button as well. It really helps grow the channel. We're trying to reach 4,000 subscribers by the end of July, and every single subscriber helps. If you really like our videos, make sure you also share them, because once you share them, a lot more people can see them, and then they can share them as well, and it's a fast way to grow. Anjo goes, what the fuck is that music? It's from Vsauce. All my music is from Vsauce. Like, all this music that I use for the live streams. Vsauce being this person right here. Vindsvept. Makes free music for everyone. So go check him out if you like his music.
Oh, I think I'm lagging them. Oh, I'm lagging quite a bit. Holy shit. No wonder.
Did you just see me goof off?
No, I'm like 30 minutes behind.
What the fuck? How the
I
hell?
think that was my bad.
Maybe refresh.
Yeah, refresh, yeah. I'll just leave that there for now.
It's the white text, right?
Yeah, the swoosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Oh,
swoosh.
Yeah.
Technically, when I hear sounds, when I hear a sword swing, I don't hear swoosh, because swoosh in my brain transfers into like whoosh. But when I think of Arkosh's swords, I think swing instead, like it's a much sharper sound. But whenever I write swing, it sounds, I mean, let's take a look at that. Swing? That doesn't look right, does it?
I mean, not everything has to sound right.
Yeah.
As long as like they get the idea. The place, I think there's the most optimal, to be honest. Like everything else too crowded.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I want to go too overboard with the sound effects. 'Cause, I mean, you could add sound effects everywhere. I'm just thinking, if this was
Exactly.
an animation, where would I put a sound effect? And, even down here, when Arkdoc grabs Arkosh's hand, there's a sound to be made when there's a grab. It's just like that noise.
In animation, you wouldn't put.
I wouldn't put the text.
actual,
I'll put the
onomatopoeia.
actual sound in.
Yeah.
Oh, Angelo I thought it was an ad for a second because it just randomly played lol. Also, 07 Gamer says, could you put a QOB in it? That means Nine-Tailed Fox. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I did think of having a Asian nation in Lev, but they wouldn't be related to the main Lev story. Whenever I think of like Asian places, I always like the way ancient Japanese castles are built, and I want to have an ancient Japanese city. In there, we could have like a fox god, honestly. Because a nine-tailed fox is kind of related to... I don't know why it is always tied into Japanese stuff. Maybe because that's where it originated from? Huh. Countine, exactly. Countine's right. That's the only sound effect that I can think of. How else do you type out this sound? Harry, the other day you managed to... Remember, I had a conversation with Harry saying there are certain sound effects that you just can't spell. But Harry managed to spell out one of them. Which one was it? Was it the breathing in? No, breathing in. You can't spell out the sound of breathing in. Because that's just... you can't spell that. There was one that you figured out.
Which one was it?
Breathing out? No. Yeah, I think you did that one. You wrote like H-O-U or something like, oh. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think this page is done. I'm just gonna copy over the page number really quickly. You can tell that I do have intentions of making this into print because the page numbers are on the correct side. So that is on the left side because that's the the back page. Oh, sorry, the front page, while the other one would be on the back page. I'm doing this on Photoshop instead of InDesign, by the way. Before, if any, industry professional is watching the stream, The reason I'm not using InDesign is because Photoshop is a Swiss Army knife, while InDesign is a single tool meant for one purpose. If I used InDesign for this, I would not be able to do a lot of this motion blur stuff as easily, or composite any of the stuff that I need to composite as easily, and so Photoshop is just the correct tool for me. Not to mention, I'm better with Photoshop than I am with InDesign. Lavora says, both my brothers ended up marrying Asians, so I'm slowly learning the culture law, specifically Japanese and Chinese. Well, I'm from Hong Kong, and I'm really interested in Japanese culture as well. Kind of because I'm a weeb, because I like watching anime a lot. But, you know, I do have thoughts of moving to Japan. I really like, not for the anime or anything, but more so the work ethic there. Because I like to call myself a workhorse, but me calling myself a workhorse doesn't mean anything. Other people call me a workhorse a lot. And in Japan, where the work doesn't stop, and you just keep working over, like, every single day, non-stop, over and over and over. I like that lifestyle. I like working hard like that, and I like being surrounded by people who work hard like that. I'd much rather be surrounded with people who are working so hard that they can't take a break, rather than people who really want to take a break but don't really want to be at work. Because then when I'm surrounded by people like that, and, you know, you show up to work and all the other employees don't want to be at work and they don't want to do any work, you end up taking all the work for yourself. And while I'm fine with that, I shouldn't have to, because everyone works as a team. I'm not saying that my coworkers are lazy as hell. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, in a culture like Japan, where the norm is to work hard as hell, there's just less chances of running into a group of people who be lazy as fuck. No, Angelo says also the sound of a flashbang. We figured that one out. It's just We figured out the sound of a microwave as well. What was it? No. The cooking sound. Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
That was the one. I think that was the one.
What is the sound of a fridge?
Fridge.
A higher note than the microwave.
No, it's just.
It's still the same note, isn't it? Yeah. Harry's got it.
Yeah.
Why are we mimicking the sounds of machines? Alrighty, I'm gonna get working on the next page. Alright, let's get some renders done. Hopping back into cinema, let's take a look at our storyboard. Right, it's the Enderman reveal. So let's do that. Open up some of the old files real quick. Angelo goes, hey, at first I thought Ilya was a girl. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Turns out it was a guy during an interview. Yeah.
What?
Surprise. Ilya Kushnov? The artist?
Well, wait. Yeah.
It's a dude.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, because Ilya's a girl name. No, but it's weird because a lot of Russians have female names. I mean, it's only female in our culture. It's not female in their culture, of course. Like Yuri, for example, is a female name in Japan, but it's a male name in Russia.
In Russia.
Yeah. It's either male or it's unisex. I don't know. I don't know too much about
Yuri in MW3.
Oh, I didn't think of that one. I know a Yuri in real life. Folivora says, my one brother lives in Japan, teaches English, and does real estate there. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I know that Japan wants more English teachers, and so that's an option. I mean, I'm living quite comfortably here in Australia, and I mean, I've just moved into Australia 2 years ago. I'm still settling down, so I'm not planning to move to a different country for a while. All right, so I've gotta duplicate this file real quick. I don't have to necessarily. I can always just back off to here. Yeah, I can do this in the same file. No, I can't, because the light moves. Okay. I'll create a save incremental to create the same file under a different name. This is the house where the stuff takes place. So if we take a look at the reference picture right here, that should match up properly. Nope, it's down here. More like. I'm gonna switch the song real quick. That's kind of disturbing. Angelo goes, Japan is all about that respect. Yeah. There are some things in Japan that are, you know, not our standard in not Japan. For example, in Japan, whenever there's a troublemaker, a lot of people tend to let the problem slide because they themselves don't want any trouble. But in, say, America, for example, I'd carry a gun. So if someone wanted any trouble, I'd shoot them. Or in every other...
Only if you're...
Sorry, what now?
Only if you're in Texas.
Or
you can carry
Florida.
anywhere else.
If you have a gun license, but like the law in gun self-defense is very iffy in America still.
Yeah, it is. Hey, fucking in Australia, it's worse because you can't. In Australia, you're not allowed to own a gun, but you're also not allowed to own any sort of self-defense weapon. I'm talking pepper spray, knife, baton. Name something else for me. Brass knuckles.
Pocket knife.
Self-defense. That's about it. That's all I can think of off the top of my head, off of my mind. But the most important ones are
Switchblade.
pepper spray.
Ooh, how's the woman's gonna defend themselves?
Exactly. And my aunt told me that someone tried to rob her house. So somebody showed up on her property when she was gone. That person tripped on her table and got injured from tripping on the table. And the guy sued her.
What?
Because the guy sued her because she put a dangerous obstacle in her own house that led to an injury. And apparently that's not the only case of that happening. If somebody trespasses on your property and they hurt themselves on your property, you can be responsible because you put that thing there.
I mean, these are... Okay, no, I think that's the goal of the robber.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. That's what I think as well. He broke in just to hurt himself in order to sue.
That's like the most American thing you can ever think of.
That's like the Chinese what do you call it? When the people jump in front of the car and try to get hit.
Oh, those videos, yeah.
Yeah, those are fucking hilarious.
I remember one where the guy was trying to like pretend, and the female driver just drove on him.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, go on.
she was so innocent too. Like she drove over him, looked around, and continued driving.
Hey, that's what I would do. I mentioned this in one of the Reddit videos. Is I don't understand that scam. Like that is such a low percentage of working. Like, do you really expect that in 2019 people don't have dash cams on their car? So you're telling me that you're gonna run in front of this car, which hopefully doesn't have a dash cam. You're gonna get run over by the car. You're gonna quote unquote get run over, not actually get run over. Pray to God that you don't actually get run over and die. And then you're also gonna pray to God that nobody else around that one driver has a camera? Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna pull off that 1% move? Really? Or you're just gonna die? Right? Like, it's stupid. I don't understand that scam. There's so many better options and they don't go for it. But I mean, if they were smart, they wouldn't be doing that in the first place. So.
Yeah.
Angelo goes, what the fuck is this? Is the size of your draft? Jesus fucking Christ, Chief. Support artist lol. Oh, okay, I'm about to get into the money thing later. Hold on. What do you mean, what's the size of my draft? That should be 1080. It's 1920, 1080. What do you think? What do you mean? What do you mean? Hold on. Did I make it like 4K?
Apparently.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's 3500 by 2400. Close to 4K. Close to 4K. Kamatayan says, in Western Australia, where I am, I can own a bow, knife, bat, everything, basically everything except a gun, because you need a gun license. Even if you're carrying a knife, no, hold on. No, you're allowed to carry those things. It's a bit funky, with knives in most countries. This is in Hong Kong or Canada, where I've lived, also Australia. Your knife cannot exceed 3 inches. How you can easily tell 3 inches is the size of your palm. And so an easy measurement is to take the knife out, the blade length, not counting the handle, put that up to your palm, and if it exceeds past your palm like this, that's illegal. If it's under, then it's legal. I don't get it. It's there. Either way, a knife is not a good self-defense option. Because a knife is a lethal weapon intended to kill. I'm not going to use a knife if I'm not intending to kill someone. Also, a knife requires you to get in close distance to actually do anything with it. Likewise, a pepper spray is not lethal unless the dude has asthma. It's also a ranged weapon because you can just spray it from a distance and you can run. The second danger with a knife, arguably the more dangerous thing, is that if the guy ain't scared and he disarms the knife from you, that guy now has a knife. That's not the most dangerous one. No. The most dangerous one is if you take out a knife and the dude also has a knife. Or the guy has a gun. Then you screwed yourself.
Yeah, and you start playing the 21-foot rule and you die.
21-foot rule doesn't exist. It's bogus. Because 21 foot against Usain Bolt it's not gonna work.
Nah.
What's the 21-foot rule?
The 21-foot rule states that if you have a gun that's holstered and somebody is 21 foot away from you holding a knife, you cannot draw the gun in time to shoot the person with the knife. Meaning, if you have a knife and you're charging at a guy with a gun and it's holstered and you're within 21 feet, you can sprint at him and you won't get shot. Bullshit. Also, thanks for the subscription, the South Splashers. What's going on? Welcome to the Levaslier Production Diary, the behind-the-scenes series of my animated web series, Levaslier, right here on my t-shirt. Fulvera says, in Canada, the most common gun here is the hunting rifle, just for hunting. Also, a shotgun, mainly in the prairies for protecting the farm for wild animals. My defense is a golf club and a hunting knife. Cool. Yeah, I mean golf club is a better option than a hunting knife. Come again, Eric?
Golf club is interesting because it's like the least you expect. It's like you're watching a really bad zombie flick.
I can do you one worse. Because I don't have a golf club or anything. I'd like a baseball bat because it has a longer reach. Anything with reach is good for self-defense. So first of all, I've got a non-sharpened sword. Metal sword that I can use for intimidation. But it's not sharp, so it ain't gonna do anything. But
yeah, but
if you see a dude with a sword and you're in a narrow corridor, you're not gonna get past me. But if I really wanted to do damage, right next to my door, this is the only thing I have, and I would not recommend this. This is probably one of the worst weapons you could probably have. I've got a mallet. I've got a rubber mallet right next to the door. It is limited range, it's slow, and it probably, unless you, I mean, if you whack someone with a mallet at full strength, they're gonna get knocked the fuck out. So it's my last self-defense option, but it's a really bad weapon. Hey, in Canada, I actually found a way to go, I found a loophole for the law when I was in Canada. We're not allowed to have guns, and in my residence, we're not allowed to have knives. Either way, I wouldn't want a knife because that's lethal. I'm not looking for a lethal option. Sorry, pepper spray is also illegal in Canada. Pepper spray is. However, dog spray is not illegal. Bear spray is not illegal. So I got one of those.
They're a lot stronger.
Instead. Yeah.
Aren't they a lot stronger than pepper spray?
Yeah.
In general?
Yeah.
Fuck, okay.
Loophole.
Because you're not supposed to use it on people.
Yeah, of course. But you are.
Or you can.
It was because I got the pepper spray after I got attacked and I didn't want to draw a knife on them. Because if I ever draw a lethal weapon like a knife or a gun, I'm not going to draw it just to scare the guy. I'm going to draw it to kill. And I'm not going to, I've never ever had the urge to kill someone, like, on the spot because I felt endangered. Like, I've never felt so endangered that I've got to shoot this guy. Ever. And I don't ever want to be in that situation. I never want to have control over someone else's life. But, also, welcome back, Shizuko. Kamatine says, I got an axe handle I can use for self-defense. Very strong piece of wood. Sure. When I want a self-defense weapon, what I'm looking for is something I can use ranged that is non-lethal. Say, for example, a taser and or pepper spray. However, it's very important to have a backup because pepper spray does not work on 100% of people. Tasers do not work on 100% of people. In fact, tasers are very unreliable because a thick layer of clothing can stop a taser. If it's a cold winter day and you're wearing a thick winter jacket and you're wearing 2 shirts underneath, a taser's not going to harm you.
Yeah.
So it's a very low
only
chance
shot
of-
you can.
What now?
The only shot you can take is the head.
It's head.
And that's
exactly.
hard to aim.
Exactly. Also, you don't want to zap the head because the brain is there, and so that could lead into other complications.
Yeah.
Also consider that a taser has a higher chance to kill than a pepper spray does.
Pepper spray.
Yeah, it's the same danger with knocking people out. That's what I was telling Harry. I'd rather choke someone out than punch him because if I knock the shit out of someone, it's not the actual punch that's gonna do the damage. Yeah, sure, I knocked the guy out. He's probably got a concussion because I punched him so hard in the head. The big damage comes from his head slamming from however tall he is into the concrete. Because that could kill someone. So if I put someone to sleep by choking him out and I let him down slowly, that's not gonna do any damage. If I shoot someone with a taser, he's gonna go zzz, and he's gonna drop his head to the ground. If you pepper spray someone, they're not gonna drop. They're gonna go, fuck my eyes. The chances of killing someone with pepper spray is if it gets into their lungs somehow. And it, like, they got asthma or some shit. They can't breathe.
I think there's a misconception on tasers because I think tasers are timed, right? It's not like however long you hold it. Yeah.
And there's multiple charges on the taser, but it's only a limited charge. Yeah.
Okay.
Folivora says Canada has interesting melee weapon laws, lol. I DK if baseball bat would be allowed, but a golf club is, lol. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Because if you play baseball, then you're legally, if you play baseball, then you have a baseball. If you play golf, you got a golf club.
It depends if they have a decent baseball team in Canada.
I guess, but I mean, you can play baseball for fun.
I'll look to play baseball for fun in Australia, but I don't know any baseball teams.
Exactly. But I mean, no, you don't even need to play baseball. That's the thing. Because if I walk around, if I have a baseball bat in the back of my car, and an officer comes up to search me for whatever reason, and he checks the back of my car, he says, "Why do you have a baseball bat?" He goes, "Oh, it's for my baseball. I like playing baseball with my friends." And they're like, "Okay." Like, they're not gonna look into it. It's just a baseball bat. It's a pretty normal item to have. Until you bash someone over the head with a baseball bat, that's where the problem comes in. Because if you say drive over to your enemy's house, call him out and schedule a fight, and you whack him with a baseball bat, and the police find him, and they find a big black fucking mark on his head, and it's the shape of your baseball bat. They're gonna be like, "Why the hell did you hit him with a baseball bat? You clearly were not driving to play a game of baseball. Why did you have a baseball bat in your car?" You can't explain your way out of that one. I carried a knife with me in most places where knives are legal. Not because I want to stab someone, because a knife is genuinely useful in life. And a cop saw it hanging out in my pocket once. I had open carry because I'm legally allowed to have it. It's just you gotta have a good reason of carrying one. Cop goes up to me, he goes, "Hey, I noticed you got a knife. Why do you have a knife around?" I'm like, "I like eating apples." And he goes, "Okay." And that's it. if you've got a reason to carry something, it's like not everything is okay, everything can be turned into a weapon, but that doesn't mean everything is a weapon. A knife, first and foremost, is the tool. Like, a knife is used to cut food, to shave off apples. If something is in my way, say, for example, I went to airsoft once. Airsoft is when you play with these, guns and you shoot plastic BBs at people. It's like a simulation. We were playing airsoft, and a tree fell down in front of us. We had to get the tree out of the path in order to progress forward. I had a knife. It's a tool. So, tools come before weapons. If you ban a knife from me, if you ban baseball bats, if you ban guns, and you ban everything you can possibly think of, I could pick up this glass and kill someone with it. Like, anything can become a weapon, honestly. I can use the floor as a weapon. If I get someone to the ground, I can pick their head up and slam their head on the floor over and over. What are you gonna do? Ban the floor? Ban walking? What? Like, you can't stop that.
I mean, even if
Everyone
rock,
will float.
Yeah,
rock sticks,
what now?
rock sticks. Like,
Yeah,
you can't
rock
really ban
sticks.
nature.
Yeah. Hey, we had a gang fight over at Canada. I wasn't participating, but I was overwatching it. And one of the dude's opening moves was to take the dirt that he had collected in his pocket. He took the dirt and he flayed it in a whole bunch of people's eyes. I'm like, ooh,
Smart move.
that's
Smart move.
a dirty move, but I like it. That's a dirty move. I had an even dirtier
Bad,
move because I got in a fight in
Bad pun.
Canada. Eric, go.
that's a really bad pun, but okay.
Fuck you.
I got took y'all a few seconds. Anyway.
No, it didn't.
You registered it instantly? Okay, cool.
Yeah, same.
So this is the fight in Canada that led me into buying a non-lethal, because I was in the canteen, and I was in the canteen. Remember, I live in a dormitory, so it's all guys in a dormitory. We went down to the canteen in the middle of the night because there was like a little food thing going on at midnight, like just snacks. So we went down for snacks. I was eating cereal with my mate, and we're just both eating cereal, chilling. All of a sudden, a black dude walks over, and he's grabbing something. And this other big, brolic black dude just goes like, "Hey, what you want? What you want, man?" And he's just like shouting. It's "Go fuck yourself, go fuck yourself." And here I am sitting down, I'm like, this guy can't even say fuck properly. And the black dude hears me, he goes, "What'd you say?" I'm like, this dude can't even say fuck properly. He goes, "Say that again." This dude can't even say fuck properly. "What'd you say?" "You deaf, mate. Like, you can't even say fuck properly." And at this point, I'm like, this guy wants trouble. This guy wants trouble. I can very easily de-escalate this, just by walking away. But I really wanted to pick a fight at that point. So I stood up and I continued. He continued shouting at me, and I continued talking and talking and talking. What I realized as I got closer to him was that this dude, his nipple is where the top of my head is. So imagine how tall he is. I'm like, okay, so this dude's a relatively big guy. If I'm gonna be getting in a fight with him, ideally I take him to the ground and then pin him to the ground, so that his friends who are watching see that I can do what I can do with this big guy. They're not gonna want to mess with me. Also, my fists are not gonna be able to damage him. So let me real quick take a step backwards. So you know how in school, if you have metal knives, they're not really that sharp. You're not gonna stab someone with it. But if I turn the knife around and I grab it by the blade, which is not sharp because it's a school knife, and use the handle, which has some heft to it, that basically becomes a stick. So I got that in one hand, and I was like, I could grab a fork. I'm gonna grab a fork, and I'm gonna put that in my pocket as well, because if I stab someone with a fork, that's gonna hurt. And he sees me grabbing the knife, and he starts backing off a little bit. And I hide my knife behind my wrist so that the camera can't see it. And then I go, and I'm like, okay, what else can I have at my disposal? What's a ranged weapon? I see a cup. So I grab a cup, or one of those plastic cups. I see a hot water dispenser. So I pour myself a cup of hot water. And I hold the cup of hot water in one hand. I take the knife in the other hand, and I slam it on the, like, we have a metal railing, and I slam it on the metal railing. So that makes a loud ass noise. That was intimidation. So bang, right, stuns everyone. And everyone shuts the fuck up for a second. I'm holding the cup in one hand, I've got the knife in the other hand. No one can see the knife. And I just stand there. And their friends, I think they kind of got the signal. They said, "Hey man, go. Like, leave. Like, we don't want to do this. We don't want to do this." The big guy still wants some problems with me. And at this point, I'm ready to douse the boiling hot water on him. But all 5 of his friends stood up and said, no, you can't do this. Leave. So we just de-escalated that. Now, the problem with that was that I had to grab a fork, a knife, and a cup of hot water. That was my improvised weapons. While instead, I could have just a pepper spray in my pocket. So I realized that I was like, gotta go get a pepper spray. It's just as simple as that. Angelo earlier says, do you have a self-defense tool? Andre says, no, but I want to be honest, a pepper spray at least. Yeah, pepper spray is the best option. Shizuko says, fun fact, if you put a sock on your baseball bat, you can stop people from grabbing it. Very true. Very true. I like that. Angelo says, I saw something on the internet, a DIY pepper spray, 1 part water, 4 part chili pepper in a spray. I've seen that as well, but I wouldn't trust my life on that. Shizuko says, take out his shins. Okay. Self-defense is not poke the dude in the eyes and kick the dude in the nuts. I train mixed martial arts. I've been kicked in the nuts multiple times. Harry had kicked me in the fucking nuts, you asshole. No, you punched me in the nuts. I don't know how you ducked down and he punched me in the nuts. I said, ooh, you hit me in the nuts. He goes, sorry, and we continued. Because punching me in the nuts is not going to stop me. Kicking me in the nuts is not going to stop me.
Yeah.
In fact, if he punched me in the nuts and I didn't have training, what I'd likely do is punch him back in the nuts. And it'd become a nuts punching contest, probably if someone filmed it, go on a gay porn site. Right? Like, gay porn BDSM site. We don't want to end up doing that. If you want to learn how to fight in a self-defense situation, the best situation is to learn to fight. It's not... Like, don't rely on some one-trick pony like kick him in the nuts. My one-trick pony is kick him in the leg, but I can say that because I know how to fight and I can carry myself out. If I kick someone in the leg and that doesn't work, I know how to follow up with that. If you've never been kicked in the leg before, you don't know how it feels. If you get kicked in the leg, your leg, it feels like it's missing. And you're just gonna drop. Because if you hit the right spot, all your nerves just die. And your it's paralyzed, you can't stand properly, you just fall. That's how effective it is.
Yep.
Wait, Eric, have you been kicked in the leg?
No, but like, I've heard
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah. Fulivora says, what province was this? This was Hamilton in near Toronto.
How legal is military grade flashlights that I've been hearing you talk about?
Oh, my military grade flashlights. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there shouldn't be a law on military grade flashlights. I carry a military grade flashlight around. Because nobody bans flashlights. Yeah, nobody bans flashlights. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, no one does.
Nobody
okay,
bans
great.
flashlights. Oh, except when it gets to an insanely high level where you can burn something or something like that. It's like you're not allowed to have a laser that can shoot through like paper or something.
Yeah.
But
flashlight,
military grade flashlight doesn't go up to that level. Like you're not NASA. You're not Spartan laser or something.
Yeah.
Like shit.
It is pretty effective though, no?
The problem with a flashlight. See, I carry a flashlight because it's better than anything else. Whenever I say flashlight, Little Goose Films, Fortnite Films is here. I'm working on Levaslier. Sorry, I'll get back to the flashlight thing in a bit. Little Goose, what I'm working on is Levaslier. This is my animated web series right here on my t-shirt. We're just doing some frames for the web comic version. So right over here, this is our storyboard. We're just trying to render these for our comic. Where the hell is it? Let me check out the old frames. Right here. Alright, so we're turning it into a comic because an animation takes too long. Anyway. By the way, anyone who has not already liked the video, make sure you like the video right now. And if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to follow the development of Levaslier. We aim to get the first episode out again by the end of 2019. There's my dutiful call to action. Anyway, flashlights. I carry a flashlight because it's better than anything else. Whenever I say flashlight, what most people think of first in a self-defense situation where I would take out a flashlight is that I would do some sort of fancy move and then I bash the person with the flashlight. That is a very unlikely thing for me to do, because if I do that, my flashlight will break. What I am more inclined to do is shine the flashlight, because when you have a bright light in your face, you close your eyes, and then once you open your eyes, you have that, like, dot in your vision where you can't see properly because a bright light just entered your eye. That's what I want. Alright, so I'd flash that, and I'd turn around, and I'd run, just to disorient them. or I'd flash it and I'd kick, or something like that, right? The problem that I've discovered with that is that this does work perfectly fine if I shine a light in someone's face and kick them. It works perfectly fine. Problem is, if it's nighttime, where everything is dark, and someone shows up, and he's like, well, I'm phone, and I flashlight him in the eyes. Hey, guess what? Light reflects off of objects. If I shine my light in the guy's face, light will bounce off his face, and it will enter my eyes. Everyone within your range of the light is going to be blinded. So I'm fine with that because I know that I'm going to be blinded when I flash this. I know when I'm pressing the button. So it's going to affect the person more than it's going to affect me because they don't see it coming. Problem is, if I get blinded and I turn around and I run and there's a stick on the floor or there's a wall in front of me or anything and I bang, I run into it or I trip over or whatever. That's one. Two, if Andre is next to me and we get robbed, both of us, and I go, stay behind me, babe, and I say, run, and I flash, and then she gets blinded and she goes, ah, fuck, I don't know where, it's the problem. You blind everyone. So flashlight's not 100% reliable. Crasberry is here. What's going on, Crasberry? He says, welcome, I'm from Russia. I speak very bad English. Well, that sentence made sense, so there you go. That's something cool. Little Goose says, well, could you do the perverted grandpa voice from Family Guy? I don't watch Family Guy, but I have an idea of what a perverted grandpa would sound like. I mean, what would a perverted grandpa sound like, actually? Hello there, little girls. Would you want some candy? Welcome to the Sugar Show. Angelo says you can use a flashlight, the metal one, as a self-defense. But first you blind them, then you jab them with it, lol. Hitting someone with a flashlight does less than you think. Okay. Think about how big a flashlight is. A flashlight is... my flashlight's way over there. I can't run and grab it right now. It's way too far away. But a flashlight is about the size of this hole. Okay. The surface in which you are going to... The surface area in which you're going to contact someone with a flashlight. I'm assuming if you have the flashlight like this, you're going to, bash him with the bottom end. Let me just take this. I'll just use this for an example, right? This pen. I'm assuming you're going to jab him with this end. You're not going to, hit him like this. Okay. The surface area of that is not much different than the surface area of this. Right? So I'm much better off punching him. Second, the angle of attack with a flashlight is limited to there, or there. There is no... I have to go in a circular... See where my hand starts? I have to go in a circle in order to hit. If I had my fist, I could go in a straight line, I could go in a circle, I could go underneath, I can go anywhere I want, because a fist is more versatile than a flashlight. So it doesn't do any more damage, and you're also limited in the ways that you can attack. Yes, if I hold a flashlight, I can still punch, I can still do that, I can use the flashlight and whatnot. But why? If I hit someone with this, this has happened to me before. I hit someone in the head with it, and it jiggled the interior thing of the flashlight enough that it stopped working. Whenever I turn the flashlight on, the light, instead of going forward, it would go up to the top right. Why is the light on the top right? Something must have jiggled on the inside. I had to buy a new flashlight entirely. Because I hit someone on the forehead, which is the hardest part of the body. So it just jiggled my own flashlight. So I don't like hitting people with a flashlight. I'd much rather use that as a control item. But that's only if you got reach. So I'll elaborate on this a little bit more. Typical flashlight won't extend this much, right? Typical flashlight probably extends that much. But what this gives you is a little handle here. If I had a little bit more space, so mine sticks out by about that much. What that allows me to do is get a little control here. So if this will not happen. I'm just using this as an example. You are never going to catch a punch in midair. If someone punches you, you're never going to catch it in midair. Hypothetical situation, if someone were to do that, I have a chance of hooking this, and I can use this as a control, just using the tip of the flashlight and my hand. Again, never gonna catch a punch in midair, but it demonstrates the theory of what I can do with a bit of control with that. Little Goose goes, is this guy giving self-defense lessons? I don't know how it went to self-defense, man. One of these guys just mentioned something about self-defense, and I got drawn into it. Alright, let's get back to work. Multiply that real quick. Cool. Angelo goes, I guess if you can't harm them with a flashlight, harm them with a... What are you trying to fill in? Where's your mind at, Angelo? Come on, where's your mind at? Angelo goes says there's a little bit of everything on this channel, because I do a little bit of everything. I mean, if you take a look at who I am, I'm a martial artist, I'm a filmmaker, I'm a YouTuber, I'm an animator, I'm an SEO specialist, I'm a life coach, I'm everything. Little Goose goes, I give you props for taking like a robot man? You mean talking or taking? Holy shit, that was a long reach. Alright, I want to get at least one more render done. Let's go to camera here, switch that.
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes? Damn, I wanted to talk about working for free. But that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We can talk about it on Saturday. Basically, what I wanted to talk about. Someone posted this morning. I'm not going to start a new conversation right now, but somebody posted on my Facebook this morning something that said, make sure you pay your artists. Artists should never work for free because artists, you know, artists have their own, need to make their own living as well. And I disagreed with that statement. So I want to elaborate on that a little bit more because a lot of people are not going to understand my perspective. I don't know why some people got pissed at me. I don't understand why they would do that, but it's there. I'll elaborate on Saturday during the streams there. Yeah, finish them. Ah, I see. Finish them with. If you can't finish them with a flashlight, finish them with flesh. Just flesh. You know, like your fist. Yeah, that's flesh. Make sure you give them the fist. I thought. What now?
I thought you were gonna say.
No,
like,
don't say it.
finish him
Don't
with
say it.
flesh.
Don't say it. No, I refuse.
Yeah. Okay.
In our friend group, within TeamWnJ, whenever I don't know why we started doing this, but instead of saying punch someone, we always say fist them. Have you realized that, Harry? Maybe something's wrong with us.
Who knows? Who knows?
Shizuko says some artists work for fun, others work for money. That's not the point. I'll elaborate in the future, because I feel like it's a very dangerous mindset that many artists have, and they're not going about it right. Because I am an artist, right? I fundamentally am an artist, and I make money doing art. Yet I have worked for free, so I want to explain how that works, because it doesn't make sense. Because a lot of it makes sense to me, but it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. Because a lot of people are like, how the hell can you work for free and yet have more money than me doing art? Yeah, how does that make sense? How does it make sense? And I can explain it. But once I do explain it, people get mad at me for explaining it. Like, you wanted to know, I gave you the information. Why are you mad? Little Goose says, I worked for a guy and got that video to 2 mil. Beautiful. Beautiful work. And that's exactly why you get paid. Elon Musk, I don't credit artist mini controversy. I think it spawned from that. It really did. I think you should absolutely credit artists. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't. Elon Musk's reasoning for not crediting the artist was that you'd remove the medium, quote unquote. He is the fucking medium. Okay. The depth of field on this is...
How to remove Elon Musk?
Yeah. He removed himself. Okay, depth of field on this is ridiculous. I need to adjust this a tad bit more. Should the background be blurred? That's what I don't know, because Arkosh and Arkdoc are in the background. So should it be blurred? Let's do a little test render down here. That light? Oh, the problem with the scene is that there's no fire in the scene. The slime cam is supposed to be covered in... It's supposed to be fire here. Right, okay, so I can't do this render now because I've got to import some of the fire simulation data. You know what, let me do that right. Let me do that before I end the stream. Okay, that's the last thing I'm going to do before I end the stream. I'm going to create a fire simulation. So for anyone who likes me doing technical stuff, you're about to get technical stuff. I already have an old file of a turbulence FD simulation, which is the fire simulation or fluid dynamics simulation program that I use. So let's open that up real quick. Slime camp in the I believe it is. Hold on a second. Right here. there should be a turbulence FD file. There we go. So let's grab this, copy, and throw that over to the other file, paste. And in here, I can go up to, even if you're not technical, if you're not a technical person, you're about to watch this. You're gonna love this. This looks so beautiful all the time. It's fluid dynamic simulation, and fire is a fluid. So let's go into our simulation window. Let's make sure that all our settings are done properly, and then I can start simulating some fire. And it always, without fail, looks spectacular. Create a new cache here. Hold on. Can I create a new file?
Over time.
What now? Yeah, I know. I'm gonna finish this real quick.
Okay, look good.
TFD cache. Delete that one. And ready, 3, 2, 1, start. And this will create a simulation. Please let me see the simulation. Oh no, it's invisible. Oh no. Oh no. Why is it invisible? Density? Okay. I don't know why the smoke simulation is invisible. Do I have backface culling on? No, I don't. Alright, whatever. Angelo says, Chafe, oh shit, by the way, have you tried making 3D photo on Facebook? I have. Black is the nearest material. I think Zebra image is the same. Yeah, it's called a depth map. I have done a 3D photo on Facebook. It's really interesting. Angelo says, you just save the photo as any... Yeah. I know. But, okay, so the smoke did work. You can see the smoke there. We just have a bit of, got a bit of lighting issue going on. I'll do that by myself after the stream. It's fine. Alrighty, I'm gonna end this one right here. And I'm gonna add the fire in as well, because that's what I'm missing. Switch, come on. Switch my camera. There we go. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. We got 2 new viewers today, Fulivora and Little Goose. So if you guys haven't subscribed already, I didn't get the notification of the subscription. Maybe you already subscribed to me, but if you're not, make sure you subscribe right now. And while you're down there, make sure you smack that like button as well. Let's try to get over 12 likes this stream. I'm not sure how many we're sitting at, but having over 12 would be nice. Any contributions to our 4,000 subscriber goal by the end of July would be absolutely spectacular. Just to summarize what happened this stream, or summarize an important message, starting from next Wednesday, I'm going to be doing videos more targeted towards life or just advice things, just getting some thoughts out of my mind, because I've been wanting to do that for quite some time. Hope you guys look forward to that. Hope that will be useful to you guys as well. And with that said and done, I will see you on Saturday. Cheers.